Sophie Baker, the International News Editor at Pensions and Investments and Director of Programming and Chair for the World Pension Summit. And I'm very pleased to be here with Craig Feldman, Head of Index Institutional Product Management at Nasdaq for the Index Group. Hello, Craig.
Hello, Sophie. So nice to be here. Thank you.
Good. Pleased to have you here. So in advance of our London Pension Fund Tour taking place in June, we're having this chat. You're going to tell us a bit about Nasdaq, which I'm very excited to hear, and also more excited, not going to lie, our one-word answer interview. So I have 13 questions here for you. The idea is to answer with one word. I'm not that for all. Fixed income, a concept, that's fine. We'll count that as one word, that will count. And I'm also going to give you 3 kind of hall passes, I guess. So the first is going to be to clarify, so you can answer your question with more than one word and clarify that answer. The second one is a no comment, but we're not going to use that. And the third one is to go back and change one of your answers, which I don't think you're going to use either. Is that clear?
Terrific. Great.
As can be. Great. So first of all, though, Craig, could you tell us a bit about yourself, your role, and Nasdaq?
Sure. So I'm based in New York. I joined Nasdaq a couple of years ago, and I'm in the index function, which is a large and growing and exciting segment of Nasdaq as a company. I think predominantly people know it as an exchange, or some of the other businesses that it has in terms of our analytics offering, et cetera. But the index group has been one that is growing and evolving certainly over the last few years. And so my role within that is heading up the strategy and the outreach to our institutional client base. So pension funds, obviously, endowments, foundations, the OCIO and advisory solutions arms of investment consultants, family offices, and the like, which is an area that broadly across Nasdaq, we have a lot of touch points, but in the index group historically we haven't. So I'm here to lead that strategy and increase engagement, awareness, and ultimately revenue contributing into the index business from it.
Fantastic. So a broad set of investors that you're talking to there. So let's get started. What's the biggest theme for our sector right now?
Risk.
And what's the one thing happening in the wider world, probably a risk, that's having significant impact on the sector and it's really sort of keeping you up at night?
I'd say war, but I'd clarify that by saying some are geopolitical tensions that are evolving into wars that are being fought, but also potentially trade wars and other types of sort of offshoots of that. So I'd say in a one-word war, but with that clarification or qualification.
Yeah. Accepted. What asset class are you most optimistic about for the next decade?
Private capital.
Mm-hmm. And which asset class are you the least optimistic about for the next 10 years?
Real estate.
Okay. Oh, I want to ask you to clarify, but I'm not going to. We'll probably hear more about that in the next few weeks when we talk. What's the biggest challenge to institutional investors at the moment?
One word. Allocation.
Allocation. And what's the biggest opportunity? Because we're also hopeful here at PNI. What's the biggest opportunity for investors?
I guess it's a different way of looking at that. One word: diversification.
Absolutely. Okay, so allocation and diversification. What is the buzzword you're hearing all over the place within institutional investment?
There's a bunch. Customization.
Customization. And do you have a grey swan event? So that is a high impact but low risk of occurring situation, sort of so-called grey swans that you're thinking about.
One word. I'd say it's China. I really think what happened. Yeah, the magnitude of. Sorry, I'm not supposed to qualify, right? Or am I?
No, I'm gonna allow it. I'm allowed to make the rules. Go on.
Yeah, the magnitude of how China evolves, both potentially positively or negatively, how it comes out of the trade discussions, but the ultimate ramifications of how that touches a lot of different touch points of where China is involved in the broader national economy, I think could be a gray swan event. So I'd say China.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the areas that we'll find that we didn't even think about would have a touch point with that as well. It's going to be interesting. Okay, that's the formal side. We're going to talk about you as an individual now. So if your colleagues were to describe you in one word, what would it be? Or what do you think it would be? Or hope it would be?
Something kind, right? Let me. No, I'm not.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Kind. Kind's a good one.
No, kind's good. No, I wouldn't say it's kind though. I would say it's either determined or experienced. One of those.
I think they go hand in hand as well. So how would you describe yourself in one word?
Passionate.
And that goes with determination, right? What is a really fun fact about yourself that you want to tell me, or an unusual or surprising hobby? You've got a choice which one you tell me.
How about this? I like cold plunging. You know, going into the ice baths on a regular basis. Yeah, there you go.
Like a kind of Wim Hof kind of style.
Yeah.
Into the plunge bath. Do you do that after gym, hockey?
It's
golf?
usually the first thing when I get up.
First thing in the morning. It's just punishment. Anyway,
it is.
What do you love? What do you love most about your job?
Balance.
And what are you looking forward to most about joining us in London for the Pension Fund Tour and Dialogue?
I think you said it. Dialogue. That's really what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Fantastic. I promise you lots of dialogue. That's something I can promise. Amazing, Craig. It wasn't that bad, was it?
Not at all.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it. We're looking forward to seeing you in June, and thank you for your time.
Thanks so much, Sophie.